President Biden has just unveiled a new national strategy to deal with COVID-19, especially in light of the emergence of the Omicron variant here in this country. So what does it mean for you? There's a lot in today's announcement. I've broken it down into these 4 categories. 1, let's start with travel. For domestic travel on planes, trains, buses, and all forms of public transportation, the mask mandate has been extended through March 18th of 2022. The TSA will continue to enforce the mask mandate and will double their fines for non-compliance. All international travelers, including American citizens who are entering the United States, regardless of vaccination status, starting next week, must provide a negative COVID-19 test within 1 day of departure. All non-U.S. citizens entering the United States must also provide proof of vaccination. 2, boosters. The White House is pushing booster shots. All federal employees will receive paid time off to get their booster, and the president is asking your private employer to do the same. The White House has also announced more access to those booster shots through your local pharmacies, through newly set up family vaccination clinics, and a new partnership with AARP to reach out to boost seniors. 3, testing. The White House wants to provide free at-home COVID-19 tests. For those who are not covered by private insurance, free at-home tests will be distributed through rural clinics and local health centers and community sites. And for those of you with insurance, the White House says you'll eventually be reimbursed by your insurance company for buying those at-home tests. Now, the government will issue more details on how that will work by January 15th. Lastly, vaccines. First, the White House has announced 1.2 billion vaccine doses will be donated to other countries to try and slow the mutations and virus spread. As for the vaccine mandates, the president said he is not announcing any new vaccine mandates. But as the federal vaccine mandates that we all know about continue to work through the court system, the president is encouraging private businesses to implement their own vaccine mandates as a term of employment. Now, I know a lot of you will say, how can that be if they're going through the court system still? Is the president going around the courts? Well, no, because the courts are ultimately determining, does the federal government have the authority to mandate a vaccine? As I have told you all along in several videos, your employer can mandate a vaccine as a term of your employment unless there is a state law or mandate that bans a vaccine mandate or you've been granted a medical or religious exemption. Now, there are a lot of other elements of this plan that the president unveiled today. If you want to read all about it yourself, I've linked it on my website. No government shutdown tomorrow. After a day filled with drama on Capitol Hill, the House and the Senate both passed a continuing resolution to keep the government funded until February 18th. The House vote was 221 to 212. The Senate vote was 69 to 28. There was an amendment to this continuing resolution brought to the Senate floor by Senators Marshall and Lee that, if passed, would have defunded enforcement of the president's OSHA vaccine mandate. That amendment failed 50 to 48. Though the House and Senate did ultimately pass the continuing resolution and avoided tomorrow's scheduled government shutdown, this is definitely an example of Congress kicking the can down the road because unless lawmakers come up with a government funding plan before February 18th, we're going to be having this fight all over again. And also, we aren't out of the woods yet. This was arguably the easiest task Congress has to tackle before the end of the year. They still need to either raise or suspend the debt ceiling to avoid a federal debt default scheduled for December 15th. They need to pass the National Defense Authorization Act before December 31st. And Senate Democrats say they want to pass the Build Back Better bill before Christmas. So buckle up. December is going to be bumpy.